how you had this sweet babe?
Well, I was married and then with my kid's dad, and then we separated and I met her dad, and then I guess I was so messed up on the drugs that I didn't think about it. I never saw myself sober or being clean ever again. It was just, that was just gonna be me for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And then when I had her, I realized I needed her more than she needed me.
Yeah. Sarah, how did you tell us a little bit about your backstory, maybe about why you want to be involved in families' lives in this way? Tell us a little bit about that, and then maybe how you got the call for baby Jay.
So foster care is something that has just been on my heart for a long time. My parents fostered. I ended up going to school for social work so I could work in the foster care system. And I worked at an agency for about 5 years where I licensed families who were interested in being foster parents. So I just kind of found myself talking to families about fostering and about the need that there is. And my husband and I don't have kids. We have extra bedrooms, and we kind of just realized we don't really have an excuse not to also foster. And we were licensed as foster parents in the beginning of March. And then on March 16th, we get the call for this little one, a 4-day-old baby girl who needed a placement. The day that we brought her home was the day that Indiana went under the stay-at-home order. So I mean, it was really easy for us to be frustrated because Kroger was sold out of wipes and diapers. There was limits on formula that you could buy. So I couldn't go and stock up for her and whatever she needed. And so I'm calling everyone saying, hey, can you check the Kroger in your town? And can you see what there is? And can you buy us this? And people were kind of scrambling, trying to get, and I also didn't want to take her out because it was scary at that time. So
we all are we've been around each other this whole time. You kind of had to pick who's going to be my support system, who am I going to allow inside my home. Otherwise, you wouldn't have. And
my mom works in the healthcare system, and I just didn't feel comfortable with her coming here, and she didn't feel comfortable either. And so it was very selective about who we were bringing around and letting in.
Can you share a little bit about how you guys have grown closer to one another throughout the process?
Well, at first, I was more angry at myself, but I was, scared. I didn't know where she was going or who she was going with, because at first they didn't say it. The first time I found anything out about her was my first visit with her after I had her. We showed up at the place at the same time, and she was just like, are you Sarah? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, I was like, is that my baby? And I didn't know if I could hold her or touch her or nothing like that. And she was like, here, go ahead, just slid her my way. And we sat there and talked, and really I felt connected to you then, honestly. And then when I was in rehab, she wrote me and sent me pictures of her, and
which was different because in a normal, not lockdown situation, you would have been having in-person visits from the start, but you have a baby and then you can only video chat with her. So that was really hard, but it also it's hard to video chat with an infant. So it kind of gave us an opportunity to talk to each other, and we could kind of check in with each other. And
so Justin and Sarah chose to follow through on this path. They made the decision to open up their home. So how has that impacted you in a positive way?
It's amazing. I don't have much family, just my mom and my brothers. I don't have grandparents or aunts or uncles or nothing. So she doesn't have many family, and I count Sarah and Justin family to me, just, like anybody else. They've done more for me than anybody else has in this short amount of time. So,
and I'm so grateful for that, because I feel like I get to be a part of it too, selfishly. But that I know that that, and when we're part of the family of Jesus, as cliche as that may sound, it doesn't matter if we're related by blood, because we have him, and we're able to support one another. Able to support one another and love one another.
I know. I tell her all the time, I feel like I was a lucky one, because I feel like, I don't have a biological sister either, but I feel like I gained a sister through this too, because even when we would have our visits, your first thing when you were in rehab is you wanted to know how I was doing. And so just the fact that it just felt like you really cared about us too through it. And that was really special to me. So when we brought her back, I was sad because I love her, but like the joy of bringing her to you and knowing that you guys get to be together like totally overpowered the sadness. I mean, we have moments where she was I call her my quarantine buddy, because the day that we shut down, I was here with her and she was with me, and so there were days where it was real quiet after she went home. I'm like, okay, what do I do now? But like the joy of that, and just knowing that like she's with you and that you guys are together was so much more. And the fact that I know without a doubt that I'm gonna be in your guys' lives for a long time. And a couple days after she reunified, you called me just to check in and see how I was doing. Like, the fact that you thought to check in on us, that was really special.